My name is Georgina Sunn and I'm 38 years old. I'm originally from the Paul Band First Nation in Alberta, just outside of Edmonton. My parents weren't able to care for my brother and I properly. They were both quite young and both in their own alcoholism. And I think it's important to say that my biological mother actually committed suicide. Shortly after my brother and I were apprehended, she jumped off a bridge, so I've never met my biological mother. We were apprehended, I think I was about 6 months old. I was 4 years old when my brother was 6 when we were adopted. My adopted father was sexually abusing my sister and I don't remember when it started. I remember the day that it finished, and my mom, I think just in a place of desperation, said, "You can't tell anybody." So we just kept this secret. I ended up running away from home a few times. I remember, I had sex for the first time. I got loaded for the first time. I tried marijuana. I'd rather get high than go to school. I was halfway through my grade 12 year when I dropped out. So I had my English and my Math 12 credits to get. And instead of staying in school, I wanted to go to Calgary, which is where my older brother was. I went to Calgary, and 5 years later, I was homeless. I was trafficking cocaine, selling drugs. I was prostituting myself. And I remember the overwhelming feeling of shame that I had all the time. I was also very angry. I was also suffering from depression, which I didn't know. And I was very, very bitter. I was a using addict, so lots of time I owed money, and I was again in that state of constant stress all the time. And I was basically, the last time that I used, I found myself in a hotel room and I was preparing my own suicide. That's how beaten down I was. I remember also when I walked back into the AA meetings, and a woman there who has, I think, almost 30 years of sobriety said, "Georgina, the reason why you're using and drinking is because you have no self-respect." And once I got past being angry at her and I realized it, and that it wasn't a bad thing, I realized that, she's right. And how could I have known? Like, when I look back on my life, how would I have known how to feel good about myself? It was very humbling to come back and ask for help, which is ultimately what I had to do. So what I do in my life today, I've attended 12-step recovery groups. I try to do it at least once or twice a week. Anyways, at the beginning, in the first 6 months, it was every day or at least 3 or 4 times a week. I also put myself in counseling. I've been with her for over 2 years. I am healing, and I am, feeling healthy, and I am doing what I can to look after myself. So, I'm doing the best that I can, and that's probably it for now.